In this video, I will demonstrate the functionalities linked to the registration of datasets and terms of use, requesting data to a service, the data sharing agreement generation, the signing of the set contract, and the end user exchange of data based on the sign agreement. Right now, I am logged into my service account in VisionsTrust. I am a demo service named Test2 and will act as a data provider. What I need to do first is declare some terms of use and datasets. Let's start by creating terms of use. This interface allows me to fill out a form based on a template for terms of use. I will fill everything out as sample data for now for demo purposes. Once I have created my terms of use, I can now create a dataset and associate them to it. Switching over to the interface where I can create a dataset, I can view the list of the data types that I have declared in my service. I can select a couple data types, give a description to the datasets, associate it to terms of use I have previously created, and then click on Validate to actually create a new dataset. Now that I have this dataset created, let's switch to requesting this data from a data user services perspective. Here I am logged in on my VisionsTrust account on a demo service called Test, acting as a data user. Let's say I have a purpose here called Find a Job, which is one of the ways I process data in my service. I wish to request data from the Test2 demo service to be able to use them for that purpose. On the Exchange interface, I can find Test2. On the left here, I can see every data type that Test2 can propose, and I can request each one of them for one or more of my purposes listed next to each data type. Let's say I want to use the skills and the spoken languages for my purpose Find a Job. I can request each one of them, and this will send a data request to the Test2 service. Back on Test2 demo service, I can view these requests in my data access request. I see that the test demo service has made a request. I can see it, and I can see that the test service requested this data type for this purpose. I can authorize the access by clicking yes here and then click on validate. This generates an unsigned data sharing agreement, and I am redirected to the contracts page where I can see a list of all my agreements. I can view here the new generated contract between me and the test service, and that it is pending both of our signatures. By clicking on the contract, I can see the basic info of the agreement, the details of both the import service, which is the data user, the export service acting as data provider, and all of the information on the exchange, so the purpose, the data types involved, and the terms of use. Down at the bottom, I have the option to sign this agreement. When signing, it will open up MetaMask to allow me to sign it. Once I have signed, the signature will be registered and uploaded to the blockchain. As you can see, my signature has been registered, and now the agreement states that I have signed at this date. Going back on the other party's account, the test service, let's do the same process and sign it with a different Ethereum account. Now both signatures have been registered and the contract is now valid. A common existing use case is one where users wish to share their skills to a platform to help them find a job and get relevant job offers. Here, I am on the visual representation of the demo service Test2, who is still acting as the data provider. In this visual representation, the data provider is referenced as FunMOOC, which is a platform of online courses on which you will be likely to develop all kinds of skills. And the data user is referenced as Indeed, which is a job board platform. In this implementation, the user wishes to share his data from FunMOOC to Indeed to find a job. This is the implementation of what I demonstrated earlier in the configuration and data sharing agreement generation. When clicking the button, we will search if there is an existing data sharing agreement, and if it is valid, the data types available for sharing will be retrieved and presented to the user. The user can now select the data he wants to export and click on export. Consent will be generated, saved, and the exchange of data will happen. If a party wishes to revocate the contract, it can do so by going into the contracts list, selecting the contract, and clicking revocate down at the bottom. Now that the contract is revocated, it is marked as revocated and it is no longer active. Since the contract is revocated, the end user will no longer have the ability to share any data from the funbook service to the ended service.